friends. We are at Embassy RV's Meetup 2025, and I am here with my good buddy, Terry Minix, who is the Vice President of Embassy RVs. And I'm going to ask him a couple of questions, and if you have any questions, please put it in the comments, and we'll see if we can get you an answer in the future. Terry, I've been to a few of these. Number one, how many of these meetups have you had?
Oh my goodness, we've been doing them about 6 or 7 years now.
Okay, and this would be our third out of the 6 years that you have done this. And we came as wannabes. We had not had an Embassy RV.
Or any RV.
We'd never been camping before in a vehicle. And we came out to be able to see one and touch one before giving a deposit on an Embassy, because we found out about Embassy through watching other videos from owners like Roads of Life.
And that's part of the beauty of these events. You know, I've done the big super shows, and you have all these vehicles there that are prepared for a show, specially prepared for a show.
Yeah.
When we do a rally or go to a rally like Peace, Love, and Bands or Escape to the Cape that we're going to go to, it's natural vehicles in their environment doing what they're meant to do with customers, not salespeople.
Exactly.
Doing and showing that the vehicles actually perform the way they're supposed to perform. And this is just an amazing setting with, you know, sun shining down on us, and just a beautiful thing with people loving on each other. And it's for me touching to the heart to see all this and everybody just having so much fun.
Oh, I can tell you, it is just a ball. So Jeff and I, our history on 2/2/22, it was during the pandemic, we put a $250 deposit to hold our name in the queue without ever seeing an Embassy vehicle. But then it was getting time to put a bigger chunk of money down so you could actually purchase our van from Ford. And so we came out to our very first meetup so we could see and touch the vehicles. And oh my gosh, there's so many owners here, and they all are just enthusiastic Embassy RV owners. And they opened up their vans, they let us go inside, they let us look in their cabinets. I mean, they really are so proud of their vehicles and have shared their journeys.
I think your first meetup was probably only 12 or 15 vans also.
Yeah, it was only, the first meetup.
That's all we
3
could fit
years
at the
ago.
place we were at.
Yeah, there was just a dozen vans. So it was really easy to see those dozen vans and feel them and touch them, and we made a lot of friends at that meetup. Absolutely. And I tell you what, they come back every year, and
they're all here.
They're all
here.
here.
And now there's more than 70 here.
Oh my gosh!
So,
70 vans this year, from 12 to 70.
Yeah,
it is amazing. Then we placed our order, because once we could see them and touch them and talk to those dozen van owners, we were like, oh, and they're like, Terry really does take good care of us, and it really is high quality. One gentleman that we met at that one said he had many different RVs, many different styles, many different brands. He'd been RVing his whole life since he was like a teenager, and with a little camper. And he said that Embassy had absolutely the best quality of any of them. And the factory, they design it for you. They do not build your RV until you tell them which one you want. You pick your colors. There's a lot of different choices that you get to make. So it's a little bit, what do you call it, a controlled custom?
Yeah, my partners don't really like that word, but it's like somebody asked me, can you put a little doggy door in the back of the Cape Cod? Well, I've already done it. Linda Lehman has one up there. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff I like to do to personalize the RV for you. If you have a couple pets and you want to make a kennel out of the back storage area in a Cape Cod, we're going to try to make that happen for you.
Yeah, isn't that neat? There's even one gal who was a nurse who couldn't use one of her hands anymore because of a hand surgery. And you made things easier for her. I made a custom handle.
I created the straps for everything. Now the straps are on everybody, so everybody gets. So when we do something for one, you know, it a lot of times turns into a standard because we know everybody else is going to want to take advantage of that too.
Yeah.
So, but it's inspired by customers. You know, she was a nurse that hurt her hand and she could only use one hand, or she'd hurt it again, and she only had one chance for it to heal. So I came in on a Saturday and I did some things for her vehicle so she wouldn't have to worry about hurting her hand again.
Isn't that special? Seriously, Embassy RV is an RV company with a huge heart, and that's what I really like about here. And I'll tell you, the second van meetup that we went to, our van was almost done. Wasn't quite ready, but it was close. So if you've seen our video, Meet Grace, you get a tour of when we saw and touched our vehicle for
and
the
went
very first
inside.
time. And went inside. Oh my gosh, we were so over the moon excited. And then our second video we did that day was, is buying a Class B RV worth it? And Jeff's laying down on the couch, and I took it in one take, and he's nervous as all get out, because this is where he's got to write the big thousands of dollars of check, you know, and he knows we could walk away and we just be out a little bit of money from, because we just had a little deposit before, to a big amount of money. And he laid there and thinking about it, and then thinking about all the people we met at the meetup, and some of them that was the second year in a row that we got to talk to them and see their enthusiasm and how much fun they have. You know, a lot of people are solo female travelers, and they can handle these vans by themselves out in the wild, and they're loving it.
We actually have quite a few ladies driving the Cape Cods. And doing a great job with it. So yeah, and that's the self-assurance that helps when you come to this. You get to speak to folks doing exactly what you're looking to do, and you get a real response from that. It's not me saying, oh, I think we can do that. It's customers saying, I'm doing that, you know, and here it is, and here's how I do it.
Yeah, exactly. And we even have fun. The back of the Embassy RVs, one thing that makes them special is they have what we call a garage. And so there is significant space from floor to ceiling that you can choose.
We have
what you want
the Dolphin S.
We have the Dolphin S.
Yeah.
So every model is a little bit different.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody last night, and they said, we're just amazed by how much storage. We every time we use this, we say, oh my gosh, we still haven't filled all the storage. And you know, that it doesn't look like there's that much space, but there's very few van RVs that have storage floor to ceiling.
Yeah.
And we have the overhead storage, and it really surprises you how much stuff you can put in organized, and
Exactly.
how much it holds in those spaces.
Exactly. And we'll show you what we did in the back of ours. We found some clear Target tubs that Jeff was able to use that L track and kind of hold that together.
Good.
But then there's some other people that have found other kind of racks.
Yeah.
I really like Dave and Vicky's, how they did their racks, and they can adjust them based on what size stuff they're bringing on that particular trip. And they got their little baskets on Amazon really cheap, but boy, the amount of storage, like crazy fabulous.
That's part of this. You know, one customer will buy a moonshade, and then next event you'll see 20 moonshades. You know,
Yeah.
and that everyone kind of talks to each other. And oh, I did this to mine. Oh, I'd love to do that. So we see that kind of explode out into the group, and it's so fun how close and how helpful. You know, I was just explaining to a gentleman, there's not too many times in your life that you get an impact an industry like this that's been around forever. And I deliberately, when I initially designed this, I didn't want to look at any other RV. I didn't want to be influenced by anything.
Okay.
I wanted to take it in a direction that I knew was the right direction to take something, and no wood and all the things that went into it. And as you do it, you keep getting inspired through the whole design process, and oh, if I do that here, isn't that going to be amazing? And that's how this happens. And then it becomes contagious in our business. So my engineers got the bug. Our staff catches the bug. They know that to be special and to be who we are, we have to put that extra effort in. We have to do exactly what we say and try to build the best RVs that can possibly be built and use the best products you can possibly put in them. And I can sit back now and watch it explode, you know, and as a designer and one of the owners of the company, you know, it's just a beautiful feeling to sit back and watch your engineers and your workers come up and say, well, what if I did this, you know? You know you've got somebody that's a company person when they come to you and say, what if I do this? You know, so that is just absolutely priceless.
And that's what also makes him a good leader. For anyone who's going to business school, that is some killer leader advice. He's empowering his staff to be creative and to come up with ideas as well, and to take ownership in those vehicles. And I can tell you, they really are proud to work there and proud of what they do. We've come a couple of times and gotten a couple of new mods and upgrades. And I remember looking over and watching one of the gentlemen who was polishing the van before the owner was going to take it the next day. And I mean, the love, you could just see him. He was really loving on that van. It was like his grandma was coming the next day, and this was her vehicle. And that's how all the staff treats you. I mean,
And like, didn't he walk away and then look, oh wait, I missed a spot, and came back and polished it up?
And he got one little, you know, one little spot that he thought he missed.
That's him, like Karate Kid, preparing for the marathons he runs now.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was.
So it's funny.
He was very muscular too. Yeah.
He
So I
came in
could.
second. He told me on the last
Oh
one.
wow!
So
Just do a little Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. You know.
I have fun
But
with
yeah, yeah, exactly. But that's the kind of staff that he has. But that staff is allowed to be that way because they have a leader that encourages them to be thinking outside of the box and be sure to create the highest quality vehicle you can. And I know you've told us too that in a lot of the RV market, the staff is told, you got to make these as fast as possible. Let's go. And it's all a time
I've heard
game.
engineers tell the help, here's the drawing, do it exactly like I put it on that paper. You're dealing with people out in the shop that's done this for 25, 30 years, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they come back and say, well, I've done that before. That's not going to work like that. I need to do it like this. And that engineer will say, do it like, now you've got somebody that is going to do it by the book, knowing the book's wrong. And that's, you know, that's not our philosophy. We listen to our staff. They've got experience. They will feedback just like customers feedback.
Yeah.
And say, you know, if I do this, and I always say you have to keep an open mind, and sometimes I even have to walk away and absorb that for a minute, and then I'll put my 2 cents to it and go back and say, you just inspired me. What if we do it like this? And that's what you really are searching for, is if somebody is wanting to give an idea, you don't want to shoot it down. You want to absorb it and come back and show that, you know, that was something that's going to change this forever. And then they know they're part of the program too and feel a good part of it. So
Yeah, exactly. And we can feel the love in our vans. We really can. And when you pick your van up the day of, they don't just say, oh, here's your keys, give us your check. All right, see ya, have fun. They spend the entire day with you. They show you how to do all the systems, and then you get to sleep in their parking lot for free. And when you sleep in it, then you're really going, especially if you've never RV'd before like Jeff and I, okay, how did he say where to sanitize the water? Or where's the button to do whatever? Or how do we turn on the heater again or whatever? And then in the morning, we can ask the questions when we've been trying to do it by ourselves now. How do you do such and such again? And then he'll walk you through again and answer any of the questions and take care of everything. You know, it's really a neat outfit. It's a very neat way, especially if it's your first RV and your first time. It's the best way to do it because we were total newbies, you know.
Well, I've had customers that have other RVs that come to ours, and I'll ask them, you know, how did your experience go when you picked up that RV? And most of the time they say, I had 15 to 30 minutes with the people and I didn't have a clue when I left. I had to figure it all out. That's the last thing we want to do. You know, part of the experience is having the confidence in you, knowing that you've been trained well and we spend enough time with you to, when you leave, that you're going to be comfortable with that vehicle.
Exactly.
And I have gone back and looked at the various videos that you guys have put together. It's like, what did Terry say again?
Well, and
And,
Amore and Robert Humes, you guys with Anchor Moments, you know, there's so much video support by customers now
Exactly.
that try to help everybody. I learned this. Let me share this with you. That's also priceless.
And we're all friends too.
Yeah.
We're all buddies. I love Guy from Amore Van and Robert Hume from Rose of Life. He's hysterical.
He made
we
us
stayed
do
at
the
his house twice.
mustaches.
Yeah.
He made me do the Luigi.
We had a cooking contest last night, and and they made all the.
That's Luigi.
Oh my gosh!
You were one of the judges in the cooking contest?
Yes.
Well, I said you can only have a cooking contest again if I get to be a judge, because last year it was incredible and this year it was just as incredible. It's impossible to pick a winner, honestly.
Oh, I know.
We do it, but it's
mine
impossible.
was the spicy Italian sausage, potato,
so you
onion
were-
stuff. That was me.
All
that
right.
was me. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, that's part of showing what you can make in one of these beautiful vehicles. Is absolutely incredible. And the food that hit the table, it's like, oh my goodness, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was good stuff. It was really good stuff. So I think if I have one more thing to say, I'm just so thankful that we have you, Terry. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And for creating these wonderful vehicles for us. And he uses marine vinyl and stuff. He does boat stuff inside your RV. So it's your RV, it's like you're traveling in a yacht. And it really keeps it fresh without mold and mildew and all kinds of different problems you can have. He really makes such a quality
The
vehicle.
RV industry gets influenced in a negative way by big builders that cheapen product. The yachting industry isn't influenced by that. So I knew I had to get out of the RV industry and chase the yachting industry to get better product. And we teamed up with some amazing companies like Navico and all that. And it's all paid off tremendously because we have systems that are just absolutely unheard of in the RV industry that are, the support is just amazing.
It really is.
So we've really stepped out of the norm and it's taken us in a direction, and that's part of it. You know, we're impacting an industry that's been around forever in a way that's never been impacted like this before, and that to me is truly, you know, just a dream come true, honestly.
Yeah.
To be able to come into the RV industry with everything that's been built for all the years that it's been doing and do something totally different. And
Totally different
but
and totally
needed.
better. And needed.
It's been needed for a long time.
Oh, and then one other plug that's so helpful about Embassy RVs is they have a Facebook group, and it's run entirely by volunteers who are Embassy owners. It's the Embassy Owner and Wannabe Facebook group. If you're not on Facebook, I highly recommend. There's people that they have like fun names, like Van Liberty, you know, that they're not going by their real name, but they have a fun
Anchor
name.
Moments.
Or Anchor Moments, yeah. And they they're on Facebook just to be part of this Facebook group. But I'm telling you, you have 24/7 support, because there's always somebody like me who has insomnia in the middle of the night that, you know, eventually is like, I'm not going to sleep, and pull out their phone and play on Facebook. And if you have an emergency out in the wild somewhere, one of us is going to see you. And we're
It's really a community.
It really is a community. And we're going to give you ideas how to troubleshoot what your issue is. It's just incredible support. For us, the very first time, it was when we were driving it home, Jeff realized when we hit some mountains, oh crap, this is a heavy vehicle. I've never taken a heavy vehicle down a mountain before. It says 6% grade or something. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I don't even know how to downshift. Where's the downshifter? So we pulled off onto a little mountain road and pulled out the big, thick Ford manual, and he can't find it. He can't find it. And I'm trying to find a video on YouTube that would show him how to do it. And then I remembered, hey, RJ let us tour his vehicle when he lived in Arizona, and we lived in Arizona so we could see it. He gave me his phone number. I'm going to call RJ. Called RJ. It was dial a friend, you know, and he told Jeff exactly where to find it, exactly what to do, and it calmed his nerves. We thanked RJ, and then Jeff went down the mountain safely, and he didn't do anything bad to our brakes.
I actually like using the cruise control, not the downshift. When you set your cruise control on 50 mile an hour on top of the mountain, it will hold you at 50 mile an hour going all the way down the mountain. If you come to a downhill curve, you can tap 5 times down on your cruise control. Each time's a mile per hour, and it'll take you on that turn, and you tap up 5 times and you go back again. I found that's really a great way in these EcoBoost motor Fords to now on a ProMaster you'll downshift. But on the Ford, the cruise control is an amazing downhill advantage.
Yeah, Jeff, actually, we created a video then. So we do have a going down the mountain video. And Jeff showed how to manually downshift. And then this last trip, he tried using the cruise control and watching. And you can watch on the dashboard where it'll say 8 out of 10 or whatever, that you're in the 8th gear, that it's doing automatically. And he could watch and see, but he knew that if it didn't work well enough, he could instantly go to manual if he needed to. But I don't think, did you need to, Jeff?
No.
Yeah, it works really well with the cruise control.
I tested out of various grades just to be safe.
All the way out on 80 to California now, and the cruise control worked great.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm almost out of power.
Oh, he's almost out of power. I was wondering what he was trying to say. All right.
I'll have to cut this part out. All right, so wrap it up.
All right. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much, Terry. If you have any question, contact Embassy RV. If I can answer the question for you, I will, but I don't work for Embassy. We're just enthusiastic customers. But this guy and Nolan, they're very helpful. A lot of support. Okay, everybody, hold on to your anchor moments and make it a great day. Bye-bye.